Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I have uploaded a video, and I'm sorry that you're not seeing my face in this one, and I don't have my microphone in, so I'm sorry if this one's a little bit low. Um I am feeling better, y'all. I am feeling better. I just wanted to come on here because several of you have emailed me and asked me if I'm doing all right. And yes, I'm doing okay. My kids are at home from school today. Um I just want to talk about something. Before, when I was living in New Mexico, um, we didn't worry about hurricanes. And now that I'm living in Alabama, we just got hit by a hurricane last night, and it's still raining today. So, my kids are going to be staying home from school, because we've been having a lot of flooding. And now I watch the hurricanes, and I didn't even know before when I was in New Mexico that there was a such thing as a hurricane season. I knew about certain hurricanes like Katrina. Everybody knew about that one, the big one that hit Texas in the last few years, Harvey. And you hear about certain hurricanes, but you're not conscious whenever you're living in other places that don't experience hurricanes and tornadoes. You're not aware of the severity of the of nature, of the weather, of God's works. And when you're in Christ, and when you're discerning in the Spirit, you take all of that into consideration, looking at all of the fires that are happening, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, all of these natural disasters, as science would call it. They're not an accident. And when you're in the Spirit, you're constantly trying to discern everything, and you're asking God, what's the reason behind these things? A lot of times in the Bible, prophets such as Isaiah and Ezekiel, major prophets, they used storms, and a lot of the prophecies that would come to them, storms, and they would just prophesy storms, and God would show them things about people with storms. So if you're a prophet, or if you're an apostle, or if you're just a child of God, period, don't ignore these hurricanes and these disasters that don't just play it off as a natural disaster. Ask God, what is he trying to show us in these times. We're okay. We didn't experience the brunt of the hurricane, but like I said, we've been having flooding, lots and lots of rain. It's been a little windy, and so it just goes to show we've really got to be praying for the nations, is what I'm trying to get at. Don't just oh, you know what, that's not hitting me, we're not getting fires here. Pray. Make sure that you stay in prayer for everyone, and not just the United States, but the whole world in itself. Japan just got hit by a world record typhoon, in 25 years. So I don't watch the news. I'm not one that sits there and watches the news every single day. But I am conscious. I do watch the Weather Channel a lot. And I am conscious of the storms and the fires and things like that, because those are all biblical too. If you read the Bible, there was a lot of storms and fires and things like that took place back then too. Especially, like I said, if you go into the prophets stories, they will tell you a lot about storms and things like that. And God used storms a lot of the times to prophesy to show them prophecies and visions. So a lot of what's happening today could have been prophetic back then. And I know that there are certain people that can read into those things and can discern and can tell you, this was prophesied back then, in the Bible. People can actually do that. God hasn't given me that ability, or I haven't seen into those doors quite yet. But or, I don't know if he will let me in the future or not, but I'm just saying, don't ignore these signs, and these storms, because, it's definitely something to it. It definitely is. And if nothing else, if you don't discern anything like, like Isaiah and them did, definitely pray. Be in prayer, be in prayer, be in prayer. But me and my family are okay. The storm hit us about, we got the brunt of it about 9, 10 o'clock, but it had been raining all day, and we're still, like I said, getting the aftermath of the storm of Gordon. That was the name of the hurricane that hit us. Tropical. Well, it was a tropical storm. Gordon is what they were calling it. And just an hour away from us in Mobile, or 2 hours away from us. Well, it's about an hour away from us. They have, well, the beach, has storm surge and, huge waves crashing, winds at 40, 50 miles per hour. So, it was pretty bad. Last year when I was here, we actually had a hurricane too. I forgot the name of it. We had a hurricane too, and we had winds and everything. It was, whenever we got out the next day, trees were down, power lines were down. It really looked like a hurricane came through our little town. So, it wasn't as bad this time, but it was still pretty bad. Whenever you have a hurricane or any type of storm, you want to stay indoors. You don't want to get out unless you absolutely have to. We didn't lose our power this time. Last time we lost our power for a little bit. This time we didn't lose our power, which was a blessing. But it just goes to show, you just can't take these things lightly. And just as children of God, our duty is to pray. We need to pray, 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 pray. Because when a storm hits, God has to do what he has to do. We can't do anything about it. We can only stand by and watch. Of course, take cover when you need to. But all we could do last night was just stand by and watch, and watch God do his work, and I was just sitting there thinking and in prayer. And what God brought to me, like I said, was just these prophecies that were prophesied, and, the storms that were to come. So be in prayer. You guys stay sheltered. And just know that me and my family are doing okay. I'm not sick. Well, I'm about 90% better, I want to say. I still have a little bit of stuffy nose and stuff like that, but rest was the biggest thing that I needed to do. I needed to just take a rest. I think that's what was going on with me anyway. I needed a rest, so I rested a lot. Drank some herbs, and I got better, thank God, 'cause you never know what can happen, especially when you get sick. Don't ever take that lightly, anything, you could be walking with pneumonia and you don't know it. So just make sure you get plenty of rest, drink plenty of water, and stay indoors, stay in bed, and stay in prayer most of all. And if there's any of you that are battling any storms or going through anything or any sickness or anything like that, just know that I'm praying for all of you. Any of your situations, all of your emails that you guys send me, I pray. I'm a prayer warrior. I always say that. I stay in constant prayer, write everything down that God gives to me. And I just wanted to come on here really quickly and check in with y'all. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. And I won't be doing my Bible study today because my children are at home from school. And like I said, we're still going through this hurricane stuff. So I'm not going to be doing my Bible study, but I promise I will make it up to you all, okay? This week we still will have one. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.